Like it had a couple different reasons why it looked good versus Pango, and also to reduce like healing effectiveness and all that. It is a very popular Boom hero, but yeah, they went for a different route. I mean, Brewmaster can be quite strong to deal with the TB, just his illusions, but yeah, I absolutely agree. It's like, if the game gets to this point when he's got too many items, they don't have the same core-to-core matchup unless somehow our Boom is just way ahead in the gold department. Like,
yeah, they will need to outplay them most definitely, because having Mars just to control them, like you have Lion and Pango, so it's gonna be, I'd say, a bit more difficult. Nova,
a nice four-man reflection pushes them off.
Yeah, look at their HP right now. I mean, they're gonna regen up, but still a lot of damage from that blast and reflection.
Yep. And they did see the reason they fought there. Yeah, they saw the ward get placed, so immediately they put a sentry down. They had to ensure that it wasn't going to get taken. Tim's taking a lot of damage. We'll get the bounty rune, though. Yeah, lose about 350 HP just to get that trade-off. And yeah, a little bit of a switch up in the way that we do see the lanes. And no traditional 5 position on Boom. They're actually sending the Hoodwink to be the 5 position, and they're sending the Weaver bottom as a 4. Definitely different from what I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen Hoodwink 5.
I remember seeing it. Yeah, I think when the score was like super popular, when the hero was flexed from the mid lane, off lane, it can work. It's a strong laner, especially with the Bushwhack. That ability is just so good. It's gonna be a lot of harassment coming up from Jackie Boys and Skim. Kunkka, strong laner overall, and we can see Skim doing some work on Lion already.
I think they have the exact same starting items. Look at them. 2 sets of tangos, fairy fire, stick, double branch, so almost same base damage.
Stick charges as well.
Damage. They're like the same hero, duking it out. Same damage from their stuns as well. One just lasts, what, 0.1 second longer. So this is the battle to watch between the two of them. Top is mid. We do glance over there for a second. Somnus versus Yopaj. Pango versus the DK. Kind of boring matchup, I feel like. And bottom, as we see there, the team.
Oh, we're gonna see a first blood here. Kaka Lion, here we go. Use the healing salve as well, just to get some extra regen. I don't think it was needed, but yeah, Kaka Lion was always a treat to watch. Bringing in 2 extra healing salves, has 200 gold on top of that, and also leaving a bit more XP to his offlaner. Bottom lane, TB doing okay. Panel discussed about the value of the Dispel mechanic. It's gonna be great against not just Terrorblade and the Illusions, the Cripify as well, and also Pango's shield. Like, that's pretty big, because it makes him tanky. If you dispel that, he feels like a normal hero.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the other thing I was looking at least for Boom, is when I look at like team fight versus team fight, it's, you know, your Mars and your Pango, they can make your team fight super strong on RNG, but I feel like when you have like a Brewmaster, he's always gonna just give you that advantage, because if he throws one of those heroes up, then Boom has huge advantage once the actual 5v5s kick off. But
not getting that.
I don't think Dragon Knight's gonna die on a mid lane. If someone's gonna die here, that's gonna be Pango. I don't think you can get a kill. Maybe with the rotation level 6 on Pango, they can kill a Dragon Knight, because Pango on the mid lane has this like entrance that he can bounce off, especially if you catch him right on the stairs. It's like a guaranteed lockdown. They can't get away. And X-Noah, he will drop bottom. They committed with pretty much everything that they got. And TB using meta just to try to force them out, but it didn't work out. They also have like good ways of igniting people with just Shukuchi. It's very easy to set things up.
He's still farming fine though, the TB, right? Like, it's the Pugna's job to kind of soak a lot of that mana and a lot of that pressure that comes out so that Ghost can get free farm. Because he's gonna have a good lane versus this anyway. Versus Brew and Weaver, I don't see them being able to slow down Ghost too much. Just kills on Pugna. Fairly even start across the board. We do see DK pulling a little bit ahead of the Pango, kind of to be expected. Tough lane. DK just able to sustain freely. He has double bracer now, so his base damage is even higher than that of the Pango. You can't do that on Pango. That's the thing that kind of stinks. Like, you can't go like Wraith Bands in the mid lane on a Pango.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
So you always lose a little bit on base damage. You just have to spam for CS.
It's all about using your both abilities to clear the creep wave. This hero farms extremely fast, and once he gets that Diffusal Blade, this is pretty big. Burning mana.
Bottom again.
What's happening bottom? X-Noah dropping low. Seems like he's just gonna take the bugs, and yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Ghost, like, they don't have much. This Pugna, as you said, like, he's job is to die, get a healing salve, maybe get a trade or a return kill possibly, but I don't think they can like stop them, because they, even with the Cripify reflection, I just don't think that's enough to kill these like elusive heroes like Brewmaster and Weaver.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have no stun to kind of push them off of you, right? Your biggest way to deter them from going on you really in this lane is reflection, because that's, they don't really even have the decrep yet, so just spamming reflections to try to get them off the pug, that's not working. But Xnova, it's like you said, even if he dies, he can bring salves to bottom, or he can TP mid and he fills up the bottle like he just did for Somnus to help out versus that BK. But I think the kills matter though, obviously, because I feel like for FBZ, there's a lane where farming can be a little bit hard. So if you get these kills, you get your earn charges, it's gonna start building up a lot for you. So I feel like Boom is still very happy that they're getting these.
Oh, for sure.
They're not pressuring TB. Yeah, it's getting them a good lane start.
If Brewmaster gets levels, he's gonna push TB out of the lane very quickly, and also even if he has level 6, if he's same level as the Brewmaster, he still dies, because you can't just sunder people, you can't sunder their primal split anyway, so...
5 minutes, rotations coming out, looks like they're using this siege wave mid. We have lots of rotation from the supports, both sides, Scam versus Kaka. See on the other side, Tims, he's trying to get behind Kaka onto the high ground. This is a nice move. Look at this Weaver on top of Kaka now with the bugs. Should be able to finish him off. The bugs just...
He's fine. He has 8 stick charges.
Oh!
He's okay. He's more than fine.
Oh!
Okay. That's a lot of damage coming out from Shukuchi. I thought the tower region might actually save him. Hex does nothing against Weaver if if you hex him after he used Shukuchi. And a lot of damage. Yopaj, yeah, he's putting in some work on the tower. 2 points in Dragon's Blood. I know you like this a lot. Just casual Gloves of Haste before like boosts, before Belt of Giant Strength. It gives more value.
Yeah, I love gloves. I think it's like the best item you can buy most of the time on any of the... Like if you go double bracer, the gloves feel way better than going for boots most of the time if you're playing in these type of lanes. I love this move. We saw yesterday a lot. Speaking of that bottom, we do see FBZ get brought down from a nice move from Kaka, but we saw a lot of these moves yesterday that was actually coming before the siege waves, which was a bit interesting. Today, now, I mean, especially with DK, we see the emphasis of putting the pressure on the tower early on with that catapult with him.
Yeah, it's so easy to predict like what the enemy team wants to do when they have a Dragonite on the team, and I like what RNG is doing with every single death. They like, okay, someone died, as you said, like he was refilling the bottle on mid with Pagna, bringing healing salves bottom, and now Kaka, he dies mid, TP's bottom, they get a kill on Brewmaster.
Yeah, it's typical Kaka, really. It's just a super active player. He's playing his most comfortable hero. His like Lion and his Shamans, I feel like this is the way he always plays. He's never in one place at once. He's always just moving from lane to lane. He's all 3 lanes, so continues to be the same play style for... Geez, what, 7, 8 years that we've been casting Kaka?
Yeah.
As bottom,
Kaka Lion.
The Sunder. They're on FBZ. He's kind of low, but he's in the tower, and they have a TP coming in. Yopaj easily gonna clean up Kaka, and he wants more. He has a stun. Ghost.
They're gonna find Ghost. Trying to run away, but the stun, maybe a Decrepify could buy a little bit more time, and nice, you realize it.
Oh.
Not nice. Nice from Boom, but good attempt. Maybe if he switched power treads to strength, maybe I think the outcome would be the same, but yeah, they got the kill. I think TB overextended there a little bit. Like he knew that Brewmaster will eventually get level 6, and then it becomes really hard for him to play the lane. Should have bailed before that. And this is going to be another kill. So Yopaj making all the right moves in the game from the mid lane. I mean, mid tower still not dead, but there's no way that RNG defends this tower.
No, and you know, we're talking about Kaka and complimenting him for some of his movements a lot of the time. This time it felt like they forced the aggression bottom onto Brew, and it actually really hurt them with the turnaround coming out from Yopaj TPing in. Somnus now looking to rotate bottom. He has a haste rune. The tower's already pretty much dead. Yopaj will play with his life, it looks like, for it. They've got a Brew split. Yopaj pretty tanky. 30 HP will get brought down. Kaka, he's gonna bite the dust as well. Does get decrep, survives for a moment. Nice play from Xnova. Allows Kaka to survive. He's got a stun now.
Misses. Kaka Lion still alive.
Focus on the good stuff, Lacan. Spear misses, but we were focused on Kaka surviving.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that RNG decided to take that fight. I mean, Somnus did have a haste rune, but like their 2 supports don't provide you with much early on. It's just like Pugna Lion, and Somnus gets a solo kill on Scam. I mean, everything you can get to that diffusal blade timing, that's gonna be pretty big. Let's see.
Especially this game, I feel like even like Diffusal is always going to be the best pickup really for the Pangos, but in this game, he's playing versus 3 strength cores, right? So I feel like that Diffusal is going to be really effective just to keep them low on mana in some situations, particularly Kunkka.
Not just Kunkka, like Brewmaster does not like to have his mana burn, and also Dragonite, if he doesn't have mana, like this hero does absolutely nothing, especially if he's in melee form. Like you can just ignore him.
The reason I said the Kunkka is because if you look, actually, the Brew is already prepared. I think FBZ knows. He went Arcane Boots. It's actually really clever.
It really is. And also, eventually, you're gonna get to the disassemble mechanic from it and get Eon Disc. So, he knows what's up.
And then he helps his teammates out too, right? So it's like for him, the Arcane Boots are going to be great. And then for, like you said, the DK and the Kunkka, he'll be able to keep them full mana. And even, like, mentioning DK as well too, he has Tumblers, so that's going to help at least early on for his mana pool. But yeah, you can see that Boom, they're thinking about the grand scheme of the game. And we see RNG, they're making moves. Another power rune on Somnus, he's got an Arcane.
FBZ getting caught, no split, no nothing, which means that they're going to get a kill. First stack of finger damage on Kaka. Not sure if it was needed, but you know, it's like, well, we just want to get it off, like just get something done. It does add up, like it did get nerfed, right? It's not as strong as it was before. We didn't see too much of Lion lately. Maybe when there was like a couple of Nyx Assassin picks, but I just don't remember seeing Lion.
He hasn't gotten too much love in quite a long time, sadly. I mean, he is what he is. His shard, I think, is still super cool. I feel like it's still underutilized a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. This finger cooldown level 1 is still so.
So cool. I know what you want to say. It's so bad. Yeah. Compared to like Lina, Lina got some loving on her ulti, on the mana cost as well, and also the cooldown. It's pretty much the same spell. Like this spell does scale, so I'm not gonna say that it has to have the same cooldown, but you know. Just give him some love and give him something.
Just a little love, a little something, because yeah, Kaka feels like he's like the only one playing. We're not seeing it much. Now we do see a smoke. I believe that's the Blink Dagger on Yopaj, I want to say, if they're going to be making the move right now. Yeah, okay, Yopaj has Blink. They have Scam on as level 6 on the Hoodwink. Brewmaster also getting involved. They're moving everybody. This might catch RNG off guard. They get
Radiant, they use the scan, so they know exactly where they are. FBZ ready to use the split. We see the initiation from Yopaj, Bushwhack as well. Mars is still alive. X-Noah doing some work with that life drain in the back lines, and the TB, he's coming in hot. Good arena, that's gonna keep him very low. Somnus with some really nice spell usage right there. And yeah, this fight seems a little bit over. Jackie Boys is also coming in. He didn't use the boat yet, but Somnus, he did the damage. And X-Noah still alive. Gonna take to the earn charge. Now we see the boat. Sunder is available. Who's he gonna Sunder? Everyone's like half HP. Maybe he can go for FBZ, and here we go. It is used. Somnus is gonna drop. That's 4 dead already. And can they reset? Can they get a catch with the X mark? They cannot. It looked very promising for RNG though. It did.
It was like a lot of actual damage got negated from the Pugna ward. I think X-Nova was in perfect placement. He had, I think it wasn't max yet, it was level 3, but that reduces a ton of damage coming out. He got some nice healing connection coming out, but I think it was just like a couple really good spell connections coming out from Boom. I think it was like, what, 3-man Clap, 3-man Torrent, and 2-man Boat coming out toward the end there that allowed them to clean up. Yeah, we see this fight again. So yeah, they're like focusing the wind panel, which is actually pretty cool too from Ghost to make sure there's not anybody thrown up in the air throughout the whole fight. But yeah, Yopaj, Chalice, they drop right away, and then the it's a problem.
That's why, because Pango did not have his Diffusal Blade. Like, the damage output is insane. It's 160 mana burn, and he got a couple of swashbuckles off that would definitely help out a lot. I'd say like 2 extra heroes would die if he had Diffusal Blade in that fight.
Yeah, he was just short. That was them picking the fight though, right? They scanned, they saw the successful hit onto Boom, but they took the fight anyway. And now they're making their way right back up there. Do they have Finger available? They have Rolling Thunder again too. Somnus, I think his Diffusal, it is coming out.
It's coming on the career.
So he should be a lot stronger the next fight, but yeah, they definitely did need it.
Deep ward from Boom, like deep in terms of like this is not gonna get devoted, and it's scouting every single hero from RNG right now, so they can decide whether they want or not to take this fight.
It's right outside the sentry range, like just on the cusp of it. And wow, an Aeon disc already picked up. He just rushed it on the brew. So I guess he's thinking he's just gonna get focused by Finger and by Mars in most fights. That's cool.
It has to be one of the earliest purchases of the Aeon disc. Yopaj has a haste rune.
They're on the Mars.
Already done. I think this fight's over for RNG already. I mean, Arena is used, but there's no real follow-up, and the Storm Panda did use Cyclone on Ghost.
They're trying to catch more. Jackie? They're considering it, but being hesitant versus this diffusal pickup. Okay, yeah, the Aeon disc. That's it's really cool. It's very different to go for this like first item. I know we've seen a couple times players do it. I know Nothing to Say, I believe, was like one of the pucks that I saw.
Puck. Oh yeah, second item. Like
yeah, when he was playing
Aeon
versus
disc.
like Lion and stuff like that, I saw him doing it. So I can definitely understand why FBZ is trying to do this when he's the main team fighter to round out the team. So yeah, it's cool.
This is gonna be a tower for RNG. Definitely one of the. This has to be like one of the earliest Aeon disc pickups, because I don't think I've ever seen someone picking it up as a first item. But good thinking. I love the players who think differently, who are like not autopiloting in terms of items. It's just straight up earn into Aeon disc. They're gonna ignite Mars. Will bring him down to half HP, and this overtime damage does not allow him to blink out. Aeon disc already procced. Xnoa doing what he can. Yopaj with the stun and the shard. A lot of overtime damage. Thomas finally gets the Rolling Thunder off, and this is gonna be a kill. And he also connecting on the Hoodwink. He can't get out. There's also, what's it called, the active on the Diffusal Blade? Inhibit or something?
Yeah, I know this was clutch heals coming out from Xnova. Chalice actually would have ticked out. It's very close, but ends up getting the heals. Also, little things always to factor in. Netherward reducing some of that damage that was coming out. The Fireball, the Cinder Brew, etc. would allow him to survive. Lots of nuke damage is something I also wanted to comment on the side of Boom. I've seen a couple times people don't just max Thunderclap first. Sometimes I've seen a couple more points in like Cinder Brew or Drunken Brawler. I really love that FBZ just maxed his nuke. Seems kind of standard, but you see how much it's doing inside the fights versus something like a Squish V or Pugna, etc.
I think it might come down to the board from Pugna, where he feels like, oh, I need more damage because a lot of that damage is gonna get reduced.
Somnus. He's in some trouble. The boat connects, the Torrent as well. They've easily got him.
What Somnus did in the previous fight was really cool. He understood how much damage he does, so he connects on the Brewmaster immediately and proxies Aeon Disc. So that's one way to start a fight. And Aeon Disc level 1, really good, and then it starts to add up.
Feels like RNG's starting to get a bit overwhelmed though from the pressure that's coming out from Boom. They're gonna get another catch onto Tim's. Should be able to bring him down. Looks like they'll lose Xnova for it, but yeah, it just feels like they're... It kind of makes sense though. Like they're the ones playing with TB, so they do need a little bit more time. But yeah, the map does feel like it's starting to shrink for the rest of them. The Pango, you see Somnus really struggling. It's starting to feel like Ghost is going to be the only one who can actually get outside the base safely from how much catch and control that Boom has. Yeah,
and Ghost also adjusting his item build correctly, I would say, because he's playing into the spell mechanic, into Kunkka's Cleave. He does not want to get like Manta style. It's mostly because of the spell mechanic from Brewmaster, just to have a bit more status resistance. They do have like stuns, so the Cyclone's not gonna last as long on him as well. Pangolier, he's fallen off a little bit.
Yeah,
I'd say like he went for Treads then though. Yeah, maybe he feels like, okay, I need a bit more attack speed, which equals more damage, equals more mana being burned. Jackie boys, he caught Pugna.
Nova.
Really good kill to get. Both will connect, and there's a Rolling Thunder now connecting on the two. Somnus, he needs to roll back into the fight. There's a Cyclone on the Terrorblade, so he's not dealing any kind of damage right now, and Somnus gets the kill on Yopaj in the end, gets another one, and is thrown into the air. Terrorblade does have Sunder, and he gets to pop it. That's gonna be a ton of damage coming around from the TB. I think the fight for Boom right now is over. Once the boat runs off, like they need to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, and that was a BKB just finishing up on the Kunkka. Boom was actually the one picking the fight, but Kaka, I think he landed what, like a 2-man stun? survives, lands another stun on the Weaver afterwards. He just got like perfect control. Somehow none of them die. So even though they weren't able to get themselves too much on the map with the rest of their team, when they rally around Ghost, can definitely see that power as they shrink that net worth lead, what, 3,000, and now they might even claim the net worth lead themselves. And Ghost soon going to become that strongest hero on the map, if not already.
Once they have BKBs on side of RNG, I think Boom is going to have a really hard time taking these fights. And we're going to see like 2 BKBs. Somnus does have like a built-in BKB with the Rolling Thunder. Might even buy a BKB for himself.
They just caught Yopaj. When we're looking at this replay, they actually are just able to find him with another arena. This is while Meta was on cooldown too. They just kill him with, I mean, the 2 supports and the Mars.
TB is getting massive. I think TB is going to be a huge problem. We talked about him getting his 3 item timings. He has like Dragon Lance. I don't consider Dragon Lance like a real item. It's like half an item. And now getting SNY, BKB, Scotty. Once he gets those items, I just don't see Terrorblade dying. Like damage output from Dragon Knight, Kunkka, and Brewmaster, it's very limited.
Yeah, it really does feel like they're going to have to just isolate him, really. Somehow take out the rest of them, and then they're going to have to deal with Ghost later on, since they are losing these early fights, which their lineup is, well, they lost this last early fight, which their lineup is all about winning every early fight with the way that they've drafted, right? Brew, Kunkka, DK, it's all early aggression, early teamfight dominance. So yeah, big win there for RNG now in these next few moments, and they might even find Tims. They will. Kaka. Again.
Kaka Lion, just too good. I mean, this hero is not popular, but if you're playing against Kaka, you might consider banning it out. He's been all over the place. He's involved in 14 out of 17 kills, which is pretty impressive. Also, Pango does have a shard for himself, so it's very good defense mechanic against mostly Kunkka, because like you just can't get initiation on him. Maybe if Dragon Knight initiates with a stun into both Torrent combo, then it's fine. Also Bushwhack. This Eon Disc did work on a Brewmaster, so he's getting the splits off, but it's also delaying his Aghanim Scepter a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of the same, honestly. It's like he bought the Aeon, but it hasn't actually been procced in like a manner where it's like him getting initiated on and it procs and he's able to turn with his split. The one that got procced actually was just like the end of a fight. He didn't have split up. He just got hit by a swash and it procced it. So, you know, we were complimenting it because of the thought process of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's hurting him quite a bit now in these next few moments.
I think it's also the way RNG is playing around it. Kaka getting caught, Rod of Atos on Tims being picked up. Really nice item, allows you to like have something extra. We've seen like Heal Scepters also being very popular on position 4 Weaver, and the Rod of Atos does allow you to scale, like if eventually you want to go for the Gleipnir.
Yeah, I like it. I know we saw it yesterday and I said I didn't really like it, but that was a 5-position Weaver. I think this game, you're playing into Pango too. You can trip him up. You can force him to use that roll-up sometimes. Mid, X-Nova will get his Decrepified dispelled off from the Brewmaster. FBZ's attempting to look for more. They've got the Atos on Chalice, who does not have his BKB yet. So this is looking like a troublesome spot for Chalice. Scam will finish him off. Tim's still scouting out Ghost, but I think they got what they came for.
Yeah, Boom doing a very good job just going for the pickoffs instead. First they pick off Lion, then they go for Pugna. A lot of investment, I would say, where they go with the split and the boat. So just to throw off RNG a little bit off the mark, I would say, where there's like, oh, well, maybe you don't want to take a fight right now, but we check the mana pool on Brewmaster and Dragon Knight in the top corner. Like, just the Fusel Blade is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, most definitely. They do have the BKB now on Yopaj, so at least dealing with like mana burn inside of the big fights, he should be more protected at the very least because of that. But yeah, you're definitely seeing the impact of it. Very close game so far. 17-17, neck and neck. TB, as we said, as the game gets later and later, he's going to start becoming that much stronger versus this lineup that doesn't have your traditional carry. But yeah, really close fights coming out. It's just all about these initiations, it really does feel like. We see RNG, they're smoked, they know Bruce Split is down, they're trying to take advantage of that.
We're doing Courier on the hill. They place the Vord just to get a little bit of vision. That's going to get devorded a bit later on. But let's see if RNG wants to force Roche. Yeah.
Without Bruce split. It's 30 seconds though. And there is quite a bit of poke, and there's also a lot of information that Boom has. They have bugs, they have torrent, so many different things that they can throw. They have the acorn as well. They'll get a catch. It's a big one on Kaka. And they finish him. Somnus is rolling, trying to protect him. Kaka will drop. Somnus connects onto 2. Finishing off Scam. Jackie also getting focused now. Ghost now switches attention to Yopaj. He's got the stun on Chalice. FBZ is backing up with a buyback from Scam. Somnus looking to help out Ghost inside of this Mars arena. They won't be able to finish Yopaj, who gets the TP out.
And now Brewmaster has a split, so I think Boom wants to take another... Oh, Hoodwink's just completely deleted.
For 60.
And also Mars catching that Brewmaster. Eon Disc is proc, so he will get the split off Chalice. Now in a little bit of trouble. Jackie coming up from that Shadow Blade damage. Chalice still alive. And Ghost
coming back.
Yeah, Ghost does not have a BKB, does have a Sunder, however, and Pango once again thrown in the air. Xnoa trying to do what he can just to keep him alive with the life drain. And yeah, Ghost finally gets it off. Yeah, now I feel, you know, this fight is now over because he got the Sunder off. BKB's ready in 30. Yopaj has another stun, so maybe TB needs to be a bit more careful.
Kaka's back. Kaka's running back in level 12. They have to be careful of the catch that comes out from him. But all right, scrappy fight. Scam buys back and dies instantly, almost on the Hoodwink. Doesn't even really get to commit too much, but a great fight for Ghost. Survives the whole time. Now they're making their way into pit 2, and that was a fight that ends with Bruce split, and they can't actually win the fight even with it.
Yeah, the problem that we mentioned after the draft ended was nothing that can stop the Pangoliers Rolling Thunder, and we can see him causing a lot of issues where they can't really deal with him, and he's also popping the BKBs half HP. Kaka getting caught.
Kaka again.
Double BKB just to get a kill. Ghost will have his BKB up online, I think, very soon. Somnus also has the Rolling Thunder. Xnoa fairly low. Roche down to half HP. Lanes are in a decent spot for RNG, but they might need to fix the mid lane.
They've got the Rolling Thunder back up though, so Somnus is probably still telling his team to stick around.
They even pick up the region.
That's nice. Both teams just have to stay in the area here. Jackie, 80 mana. He's got Soul Ring. Also can X himself back and stuff like that, but yeah, they're feeling like they need to back away from the area. RNG still lingering around. Meta back up in 15. This fight has stayed so long that we have meta back up. This whole area. Now 3 minutes they've been in this area.
Well, let's see how Boom approaches this one. Scam will probably go with the Acorn shot. There's already a 3 there. They will cut it down, and Somnus, look at him.
He's forcing him back.
Yeah.
He's pushing him away with this, and he's even gonna get a kill out of it.
Nicely done. Blink into roll-up type of initiation, and then going for the Rolling Thunder, because he feels comfortable. He knows that, you know, they didn't have anything, but now overextended a little bit. Blink. Can he blink out? Yes, he can. Somnus with the quick reaction.
What a play.
Captain, Jackie, Sparrow, kind of failing there, but... they might catch him again.
Might catch him now. They should have him.
Okay.
He got greedy. For the small
he gets greedy twice. Jackie popping a BKB, trying to get away. There's nothing that can stop the BKB TP, so he's gonna be fine.
Okay, well that kind of hurts. After a really successful fight and everything, we do see our boy Somnus, our boy Maybe get a little greedy in mid lane, and then greedy for the small camp gets picked off because of it. Yopaj looks like he's queued up the Aghanims, so wants to get the scaling. Makes sense also versus all this high burst damage that's coming out. And also, he's playing versus Mars, so even more so because you can fly out of the arena.
Makes sense, you're a dragon, so...
Actually, wait, is that one of the ones that can't? I'm actually feeling stupid now.
I think you can. I think you can.
Okay, I can. So, I mean, it's gotta be really effective, but there is one thing that I will say on the contrary is when his BKB is down on DK, and when he gets Aghanims, reflection kills you. Your own reflection, you can't move because of how slow you get from your own attacks from your own Black Dragon. So we'll see if that ends up mattering later on.
They don't have a Dispel, so that's gonna be a bit of problem. Looking at the items, like Beaver is going for very greedy item build, going for Gleipnir, and Hoodwink just doesn't have an item yet.
I mean, they're going for some crazy amounts of scaling to deal with, I think, the problem that they don't have that regular carry. Yopaj, BKB.
There's no Bastard yet on Pango. It's gonna be there very soon, but the quick reaction from Yopaj to keep himself alive.
These fights are gonna get crazy. We've got the double split now. We have the Gleipnir from one of the supports on the side of Boom. But we see RNG with a really strong core positioned around it, with Xnova, with Ghost. Very strong. Chalice seems to be finding these spears every time on Scam.
FBZ also TP'd inside the trees. Kaka getting caught, and Rolling Thunder will connect. They know that there is no BKB on Dragonite, so they will gladly take this fight, and they spear him back. You said Chalice with those spears.
Nice spear.
He's been really on point, and so far he's still living, but not for long. FBZ will manage to get the kill with the Storm Panda, thrown into the air. That's a TB that popped BKB, but still has Aegis and Sunder. Is going to use that Sunder, and here comes Somnus in the backlines. He gets the disarm on Jackie, gets the extra damage from the swashbuckle, and it feels very difficult for Boom to take these fights right now, I would say, even though it's a 1k gold lead. Considering their lineup, I would say they're like 5-6k gold, maybe even more behind RNG.
I think the thing is too is they're not addressing the supports really well. I feel like Kaka's somehow getting his spells off when he's being quite reckless. He's actually blinking in and casting his spells and somehow surviving. But I feel like Xnova should not be able to get these spells off.
Yeah, they need to kill this Pugna.
Pugna's gotta die.
He has 2,000 gold as well, so he's gonna have a defensive item for himself as well. That's gonna be like either a Force Staff. I don't think you want to go E on this on Pugna, because like you're gonna be training people, and then any kind of damage ticks you. It just procs your E on this. So yeah, I see a Force Staff. I like that quite a lot, just to be able to push people out of Dragon Knight stun, and also against Kunkka's combo.
Yeah, and something we didn't actually point out before is they did buy a relatively early gem. They bought it a couple minutes ago. They've had it on Chalice for the last 2 fights, I believe it was. Now passing it over to Somnus. We're seeing the effect of it for sure. I'm seeing like Tim's always getting caught, but looking at the map also, like just it felt like it's been
small.
It's been small for Boom, and RNG's done a great job of just taking out most of that vision and controlling this top side of the map.
Also, Somnus does have a Basher right now, so those BKBs and there's just BKB TP out is not an option if he's there. Bottom tier 2 tower, it's gonna go down. They pop a glyph.
Like looking at this last fight, I'm really like, Chalice for me is, I don't know how he's landing some of these spears. Like maybe it's a bit lucky, like that one maybe he was trying to pin, it looked like, but it actually ended up being even better because it throws him down onto the low ground. But yeah, he's been really clutch for the team to get these catches. But yeah, I'm just watching like Xnova sitting in back, blasting, putting Nether Ward down, getting multiple life drains off too. So I feel like they have to get on top of these backliners. I've watched, like I actually want to give credit, especially to Tim's. I think he's done it every fight. I've seen him go straight for the Pugna, but Scam is struggling. Like I feel like they're not really having the impact from this Hoodwink almost at all this game.
Yeah, looking at the not just net worth, but also how many times the Hoodwink got caught, 8 deaths. It's a position 5, but it's a bit more difficult, I would say, to play position 5 Hoodwink, because you don't have items, you need to be closer. Somnus using the roll-up and Rolling Thunder as well.
They're on FBZ, but he's got A on disc.
They want to proc it first. Here we go with the life drain. He's going to get proc. Ghost using the BKB. Somnus, no Rolling Thunder. I think RNG needs to back off a little bit. Just go with this casualty. Leave Kaka alone.
Ghost.
But the FBZ,
he used BKB.
Caught him. There's no BKB, so they need to take this fight. They need to play around him.
Can he reset? They have a lot of stun and control. They have the force. Follow-up stuns. The sharpshooter, he gets the Sunder off. It's onto Tim's. Tim's able to reset. Now inside the Mars Arena, Jackie doing a ton of damage with this cleave. Ghost down to 1/3 HP, getting healed up by Xnova. Bruce Split still going on. Tim's will get latched. Nice spear again from Chalice. Do they have any way to get any type of return kill? Chalice looks like he's likely to get brought down. Somnus as well.
Ooh, good clap from FBZ.
They will finish off Chalice. Xnova also to fall, but Somnus is going to survive. I think the slight heals that came out from Xnova actually saved him.
I think RNG should be pretty happy how this ended up, because Terrorblade was in a lot of trouble. Kaka had to use the buyback, and he finally got the Sunder on Tim's. Kept himself alive, good arena to force them out of it. Once the BKBs are down, I'd say it's a bit more difficult for Boom to play the game. Kaka getting caught, but
another blink. Nice plays.
Blink out. And finally,
Jackie
coming in with the Rolling Thunder and roll up just to get the angle. And
Kaka though.
On top of that, Kaka, I mean, they're gonna leave them as the casualty, but the big one is gonna be FBZ. If he can get this kill, miss chance, evade, they can't. Whew.
Okay. I mean, Kaka for a Boom, for a Jackie and for a Scam, I think Kaka's all right with that. It was his die back, so he gets the timer out of the way now too for the next follow-up respawn. But still continues to be an unbelievably close game as these fights are so pretty crazy. And it's, like you said, it's almost like a blessing there for, it felt like for RNG that Ghost survived somehow. And now, respawning, they have a DD rune top. And they do have meta back up in about 20 seconds. And yeah, we'll see again, like Kaka, these blink outs, we saw that this is, first it was Somnus, now Kaka's able to do the blink out from the X-Torrent. But now you can see they're addressing him a little more. I saw both FBZ and Yopaj immediately go for him. But yeah, Ghost able to clean up a lot in these fights.
Somnus is doing a lot of work in these fights. I mean, we mentioned it already 2 or 3 times, but there's nothing to stop the Rolling Thunder. So he can do whatever the hell he wants in these fights.
And it's the way he's initiating some of the fights too, right? He blinks in and then rolls, and then he starts the Rolling Thunder. So there's nothing they can really do to prevent it, because you're gonna dodge almost every stun, right? This game, it's a DK stun that can be instant if he's melee form, but even as range form, you can actually dodge projectile with roll up, etc. Lots of different things. So.
Perfect. Found a Mind Breaker as well on Pango, so you will have a guaranteed silence as well. Remember when that spell was silence and disarm and minus armor?
It was a really balanced one, especially with Enfeeble. Remember when Enfeeble buffed it, so it lasted like 20 seconds with Lucky Shot?
Pango was not as popular as Hero back then. I don't think people realize how strong it was to have both, like, silence. Okay, well, here's a silence.
I think like some of these changes for Pango too, maybe they thought it, I don't know, maybe they thought it was a nerf or something, like the roll speed's getting slowed down. I think that was a buff in every way. Like, it's so easy to land the roll now.
It's much easier to drive at 20 miles per hour than at like 120.
Look up. FBZ is just gonna waltz right into them. He's like, come on, I have Aeon Disc. He's also hit 20, so his Brewlings won't die. Gets the split off, he breaks the full initiation. Ghost is caught inside the Black Dragon. It's jumping right onto the supports. He's on X-Nova. You see the DD on the TB though, kind of zoning away the rest of Boom, and they can't actually even get any of the supports. They will throw him in the air and dispel that DD off. Chalice, BKB in the river, holding his ground. And nobody dies. A full reset from both squads.
Ghost, I don't know if that's Silver Edge or if it's just a Shadow Blade right now.
Silver Edge.
It's a full Silver Edge, so against Brewmaster and Dragon Knight, this is gonna be pretty big. There's still no dispel mechanic on their side to dispel the Aeon Disc, so that's always gonna be a huge problem for them. Maybe Somnus can buy it, maybe Chalice eventually, because
you can hope for an item. You hope for a tier 4, right? You hope for your Witchbane, and then you can proc it and you Witchbane the Aeon Disc off. I mean, that's unless they can get an item for it. I'm just trying to think of the solutions.
Yeah, maybe they wait. I mean, new set of items are coming out in the next 15 seconds. They know exactly.
Fight because meta's down right now, so they're looking for the catch. X-Nova in the front lines, gets stunned up. We'll be able to 4-step reset away. Ghost, as we said, no meta, so he's just kind of waltzing around in Silver Edge. Somnus, Rolling Thunder will go off. They're focusing. Ghost, though, has BKB. Do see this sharpshooter being revved up. Will still be dodged from the BKB. The focus in the top left, Tims gets hot from Kaka. Kaka will survive for now. Yopaj gets the catch onto him. Tims buybacks. Time lapse is back into the fight. They have another arena. Caught Ghost in the midst of everything, but he's getting dropped down. They're focus firing him. Tims dropping low, but he's sticking onto Ghost. Ghost still alive. X-Nova healing him. TP actually gonna TP out, reset away, and they're gonna stick onto Jackie the Kunkka now. Mars with the Pango, almost getting him, dropping the 300 HP armlet toggle. Now Chalice getting turned on from the Brew split. It does look like Boom will be able to clean up the next two as well, with Yopaj coming in onto Somnus. He will drop. X-Nova will kill Scam though in the back.
I mean,
Panda
these
chasing.
Brewlings are so insane. Like, they don't have AoE to deal with them, so they can't kill him. Turblade's not gonna use his right clicks just to deal with the Brewlings. So does he have a refresher yet on Brewmaster? Because
it's gonna next fight.
Okay.
And that's the gem also. So I mean, somehow, I think they're still probably a little happy on RNG because Ghost got away with 150, 200 HP from the 4-steps and resets from X-Nova. But a pretty crazy fight because that was, what, Tim's buyback to join back in with the time-lapse after he got killed. Yeah, that was wild.
They need this dispel mechanic against the Brewmaster just to try to lock him down because he's causing a lot of issues. Like, you get... a split, then you get another split, you know, the BKBs are down, and then you can choose like how you want to take the fight, who you want to cyclone, who you want to stun.
But now he has the refresher, the full refresher.
Oh, double Witchbane, here we go.
Oh, they got the Witchbane. Okay, so now we can see, does RNG look to use it? So I don't, for people who don't know, I'm sure they're gonna. I see Mars already immediately puts it in. You can dispel off, you can purge people, so you can dispel off that Aeon disc. That's probably what they're gonna look to do. Also add some nice damage, of course, with that maximum mana. So yeah, eyes on Chalice to get that dispel off, if they can actually go for the burst on the Brew in the further situations. Because yeah, I feel like if Brew gets these splits off, they actually will just lose all these fights because he has 4 of them now. And it's how much he's doing in the fights of just like the little things that we can't even point out. It's like the tornado on one hero is obvious, but then these constant dispels just clear the illusions. You're not seeing Ghost ever have conjure images up in the fight. He's even dispelling off of his allies too, right? The reflection, which does matter, as we mentioned, versus like the DK and even versus Kunkka, who now is AC. You're doing a ton of work. This invisible impact from Brew is crazy.
Terrorblade does have his Satanic. He sold Dragonlance, is getting closer to level 25 as well, has the Trickster's Cloak.
Okay.
Big play.
Jump.
Big play from Kaka. Just getting the disc proc with the finger. They caught Terrorblade. He's still standing his ground. Good bushwhack. They're in the backlines on 2 of them. Yopa is trying to cut into backlines with the Dragon.
X-Nova.
Gonna get caught. X-Nova. Does he have buyback? He does. Immediately uses it. And the Dragon is getting caught. They're gonna pin him down. Yeah, he's completely isolated. Roshan is up near the Roche pit. Let's see if they go immediately inside of it. That was such a clutch play from Kaka, just to get that Eon disc off Yopaj, using the buyback. FBZ with another split, and the Somnus also going for the backlines, going on to the Schem. Gets a BKB for himself. I love that item so much on Pango. And Ghost, he's focusing the Brewlings finally. Somnus is gonna be more than fine. FBZ, what can he do with the Brewlings? Not much. They need to fall back. No Hoodwink. This is 4 versus 5, and no... Okay, actually, split is available again.
Yeah, they used 3 there. Yeah, cool way to start the fight of proccing the Aeon with just an instant blink finger. They lose X-Nova at the start, but Yopaj gets focus fired. And I did see him get pinned, so I guess like the free pathing, he did get pinned to the Mars Arena anyway. So sorry, that was not one of those flying, so apologies. He does get caught, gets killed, focused. And yeah, you mentioned the Satanic on TB. He also got Trickster. So how do they kill him? They do a great job of dancing on him, but
double
where's the damage
invis
come from?
Yeah, magic resistance. Like, he doesn't care too much about the magic resistance. Terrorblade did hit level 25, I believe, in that fight.
So did Pango.
Which talent did he go for on Pango?
Pango took minus Swash, and TB took the meta duration. Fight kicking off, FBZ. He's got the 1 split, getting focus fired, will get it off. Boat connects on to 2. The supports now X-Nova as well as Kaka getting focused. They find X-Nova, he's dead for 90. Also seen Kaka get focused from the Weaver. They've got Jackie caught with the Arena again. Chalice, clutch every single time, finding the right target, it feels.
They did go for the backlines. They did manage to kill 2 supports, but Kaka immediately buys back. FBZ is just causing a lot of issues. He's gonna get silenced by that Mindbreaker, and with the buyback from Kaka, like the Roshan, both teams understanding how important it is. Like, we've seen, I think around this area, straight up like 5-6 minutes of fighting.
I think the whole game has been around this area, it does feel like. Kaka with the buyback, recovers gem. As you said, they got a couple level 25s before the last fight kicked off. Now they have Aegis, they have a shard that's going to be given to, who is it, Chalice or Kaka?
Chalice has it, okay.
Chalice has it, but he looks like he's walking to give it to Kaka. He's like, my friend. Okay.
I mean, if Kaka requires, you know, if he says, I need this shard, he will be given the shard.
Yeah. And he'll pass over the gem. Kaka gonna give that one to Chalice. Also queuing up an Aeon disc onto the Lion. Yeah, even though they killed the Pugna, right, in the start of the fight, still seeing side of RNG getting...
Pugna's ward was still there. Like, he just got the ward off and then died, so still full duration. Ward, Hoodwink does have just a shard and the 4-staff at the moment. Found some good tier 3 neutral item, Psychic Headband, to be able to land those bushwhacks a little bit easier. I see a big item, Aghanim Scepter, still a bit far away from it, but if he can farm it somehow... Oh man, Terrorblade is massive. He has 5,000 gold.
Yeah. I don't know how... I'm still getting to the point where it's like, I don't know how they deal damage to him or kill him. Even if they're isolating him at this point too, which you saw, he's still too much of this problem. There's no real big damage coming out from anybody anymore. It's like this gradual, consistent damage that Boom's doing from all three of their cores, right? The Brood, the Kunkka, and the DK. No one's really like standing toe-to-toe at all with this Terrorblade. No Beetalist or anything on Kunkka, like
double damage spawn bottom. It's gonna get scouted by RNG. Let's see who picks it up. Somnus is also gigantic. Level 26 Pango, Blink Basher, the BKB. I mentioned the BKB. It allows you to stay in the fights. You don't care about the Brewmaster or like, because they don't have any damage that goes through BKB, so it's kind of a natural item choice for him.
Yeah, he just survives and just continues to survive throughout the fight and able to reset over and over. Ghost going toward high ground. Eats a big Tidebringer, but it's a 10x back up. And now they're just rallying behind him. A Lincoln's. Chalice actually buying a Lincoln's. That's kind of cool. Not something you see too often on a Mars, but wanting to avoid getting either DK stunned to death or cycloned or any of these really good spells that he can dodge with it. And also just throwing it onto the TB is really nice. But a very not traditional item you see on Mars.
Yeah, usually it's Refresher or BC. These Mars like getting a bit more extra damage, going for like Deso, even Overwhelming Blink. In a lot of these situations, Kaka does have E on disc, so I'm not sure who's holding the Dispel item on side of Boom. Is even... Can you check?
I didn't see anyone holding it actually. Oh, okay, they have it on Yopaj. Apologies.
Yopaj decided to attack. Yeah, he has Shadow Blade, so one extra wave to cut into backlines, and it's also a defensive item against the Terrorblade once he uses the reflection on it.
Oh, whoa. Scam. Walks out a bit far. 60 seconds, no hoodwink. Full ag synth, by the way. Ghost, that's what he spent his gold on. So full Aghanims now also on the TB, hitting critical mass. Gonna cause more problems in fights. Already unable to kill him, now they have an extra bit of control, ways to push you off. Also push you away from the supports that we've been talking about so much.
Boom trying to cut to creep wave. Hoodwink tried to do the same thing, and good Aki, X-Mark.
I have to point this out quick. FBZ is constantly backpacking his Aeon disc just to avoid getting it procced from like a finger or something like that. I've seen him doing it 3 times now so far.
Lion has his number. I mean, there's another Eon disc once he clicks the refresher, and the Eon disc will not get procced. I mean, that's a good way to start a fight.
He jumped the backline. Yopaj and Tims, they get right on X-Nova. He's deleted. Kaka as well getting focused. We see the Terror Wave coming out from Ghost to try to protect Kaka, but Kaka is going down. He's dead. 2 supports dead for the entirety of this fight. Now it's 5 versus 3. RNG getting focused on Ghost. In the midst of everything, we'll get a Sunder off, but only heals him up just a bit. Somnus
has meta, has BKB, Silver Edge, and Satanic on Terrorblade. They need to help him out. He's just gonna keep out. Maybe they can catch something else, but good approach from Boom. Just to get that split off immediately. They start a fight, and I mentioned the Shadow Blade on Dragon Knight. We see the value from it. That's exactly what they need to do. They need to kill these 2 heroes in the backlines. So itemization from Boom, pretty on point. Look at this.
And Tim's
Black Dragon.
Yeah, and Tim's right before all this too. Like he has BKB, so he can actually he sticks on Kaka. It was a perfect wraparound. He put the ward down, put the sentry down, they saw both supports, and immediately just collapsed on him. It was like, it couldn't have been done better from Boom. And now they have the gem, and now they have 40 seconds still without the Lion. Still looking to pressure. 25 on Brew also, so he has the Cinder Brew applies a little mini fear effect. Little extra things to factor in.
Brolings just don't die. Like they don't have heroes to kill it, so they need to like either dispel and lock him down with Lion and proc that Eon disc. It won't
Somnus.
On Somnus, he's dropping fairly low, but X-Noah keeping him alive. BKB and Lincoln's dropped on top of him. Ghost also
another spear.
Controlled, but Chalice is doing a lot of work on this Mars, and now it's their time to chase. FBZ still in split mode, 24/7, 365, pretty much.
Buyback from Tim's.
He's gonna buy back.
Our next Nova, he's dead. Ghost getting focus fired again, dropping extremely low. He's gone. That was meta popped as well. I think he also used his Terror Wave, so even if he buys back, he has neither. Yopaj able to clean up Somnus now as well. No buyback on Somnus. He bought the MKB.
This might be the game. I mean, Terrorblade still does have buyback, but
he's got to use it.
But you said no meta and no Terror Wave, but he's just gonna be there. You know, use Reflection, maybe drop some illusions. Kaka getting caught using the mini Cyclone. There's a lot of Cyclone abilities in this game. Yeah.
They have to be super careful now, though. It's 70 seconds without Somnus. TB has his BKB in about 15 seconds, but there's about to be a fourth split available. Brought the A on once, but an immediate split because who cares? And he has Refresher anyway, so he's going to be able to refresh right afterwards.
FBZ Brewmaster. I mean, B in his name stands for Brewmaster, probably.
Another spear, Jackie. Trying to go for the chain stun. They are actually going to get him. No way to protect, no Force Staff or any save coming out to help out this Kunkka. Okay.
And Brewmaster is such an insane hero when it comes, like, this is pretty much the offlane Doom. When you get your item timings, you get like Shiva's, double BKB, double Doom, Blink Dagger, Shard. This is what Brewmaster becomes. And I mean, it would be a bit different if they had like,
look at this.
He just pops it, gets
he gets an Arcane Rune, why not?
Arcane
like,
DD.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty crazy. Like, he didn't even take the Brewlings Gain Drunken Brawler. He took the Cinder Brew one, which I actually like more because it's a, you know, extra bit of control that comes out in the fight. But he actually is doing a lot of damage in fight, so I could have seen an argument for him taking the other one because he's literally killing supports with these Brewlings.
He has Blink Dagger queued up. Do you think he needs a Blink Dagger at this point?
Why not, right? What else is gonna fit in? I think he should say buyback, but smoke out. RNG looking for a catch. Some good aggressive wards up. Everything available for them. As we said, Somnus still no buyback on him, so if he does get caught out of the fight, will be problematic for RNG. And yeah, boom. They're expecting this, all sitting in the base. They also don't want to use the Refresher. We see that from FBZ, he's holding on to it. He's got his Primal Split back up in about 30 seconds. We're looking at the replay of all of this, of course.
Terrorblade did pop both meta and his ability, what's it called again?
Terror Wave.
Terror Wave at the same time, pretty much. And the Roshan is up, smoke coming out from Boom.
This is the Ag's Blessing. This is a big one. Somnus is able to get his hands on that. That could be a lot more damage that he's going to be dishing out inside of the fight, too. And it's dropping. I don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah, he also does have level, like he picked the level 15 talent shield CD in ball.
Yep.
So that's going to be pretty huge. Refresher done on Mars, so double arena.
A cheese on Kaka, too, so a way to protect himself on top. Besides that, Aeon Disc, they're going to focus fire him. They get the Witch Pain Dispel, but he's got the Stormcrafter into a blink. Great play from Kaka.
Kaka has been on point this whole game. What he's been doing with ganking early on, and also just the way he played and proccing the Aeon Disc on a Brewmaster with a finger. Not a lot of players would do that.
Yeah. This was also a really clutch little play. Boom was a bit slow. I think it was actually, Yopaj was a tiny bit slow on the Witchbane to dispel his Aeon Disc, but Kaka just like waited for like 1.5 seconds or so, maybe a little bit longer. Wait, threw himself up with Stormcraft, and then his blink was up. So it was perfectly done from Kaka to protect himself again. I mean, it still continues to be an unbelievably close game. I thought the TV would
37-37
at 52 minutes, but no, it still feels pretty much dead even. As we see, win probability is 50-50 as well.
I don't think we had such an EU game in a long time in terms of 50-50 score and less than 1k gold lead for one team. 53 minutes in.
Less than 1k gold lead. We have one team that just got an Aegis and everything. It still has same win probability. No buildings have been taken inside the bases. Like this is quite wild. FBZ, we see he's using the ninja gear up in the enemy jungle to kind of scout out a little bit while he swaps the quickening arm in afterwards for his ultimate. Nice plays.
At the value. I've seen like teams give Dragonite CDR neutral items before he pops his ulti and then he swaps in something just to have a little bit extra value, passing out the river regeneration item early on. It was IG who was doing it during the major. Like, there's so many things in Dota that tend to add up in terms of like efficiency. Jackie.
Ghost. They spot Tims for a second. He's gonna jump in with Tower Wave, but he got the Shikuchi off, so he's running away very speedy. Did they get the catch? No bash. It's on the creep, actually. Tims gets his BKB off. We'll be all right. We'll get the time lapse off. Now Chalice pops his own. They actually do get the, I think was that the bash there?
He bashed him once. Yeah, he bashed him once. Ghost blinking in. They know where they are.
Yopaj is getting focused. The arena. They're getting the follow-up, too. Yopaj is just getting completely demolished. He's dead, has a buyback. Ghost is in the air, FBZ. He's just getting ignored. They don't even want to look at this Bruce split now at this point, looking for the further catch. Mars Arena will catch Scam. Spear to follow. Another beautiful one from Chalice.
Chalice having an extremely good game on Mars, catching people off guard multiple times. Dragonite did buy back, but he's in melee form.
He is indeed. Another Bruce split. We still have another 2 more splits after that, just to be sure. Stay in your seats.
And then he on this, Kevin's Halberd on Therablade. He's trying to get some damage done on the towers, but the constant cyclones, stuns, bushwhacks, rock throws, whatever they can, they're throwing on this Therablade Torrent. He didn't hit a tower in the last 45 seconds. They want to go in.
They're keeping their creeps alive. They really want to push the issue here with the Weaver dead and with DK with no ult.
Another disarm, another bushwhack. Does miss, so that's going to be some damage on the tower. Scam getting caught. He bought back, so that's 3 versus 5. Lion still holding on to that cheese, and finally they get some tower damage, and this is going to be the first set of barracks. Jackie, the tidal wave to push them back, push them away, try to buy some time. Chalice did an amazing job. Chalice just on point with his spears. And finally we see Kaka with the shard. BKB, multiple drain. Looks cool. Does absolutely nothing. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just memeing a little bit, but it's not so bad.
No, but this is actually really cool. They have Pugna Lion. Lion hit 20 a bit ago, but now they have the heal from the Pugna, and they have the mana restoration from the Lions. Infinite sustain. Look, he's like, all right, here you go, Somnus. Use a swashbuckle. There's your mana back. You're full. Kaka, one of the splits, starting to focus him a tiny bit. Protect from Lincolns. We'll get Gleipnerd. Will Stormcrafter himself up. Aeon Disc does get popped. He's got a blink up, though, but gets hit from the Cinderbrew Fear. It will be too far away. Chalice drops the arena to protect his buddies, but they're sticking onto Kaka. He pops the cheese. Will still survive. Does get brought down now from Tims and FBZ. The chase continues. Yopaj looking for more. Gets the stun on X Nova. They're focus firing him now. He's broken on the DK. He's getting focus fired now himself on Yopaj. X Nova's actually turning. FBZ will be able to finish him off. Chalice also getting focused, but they will kill Yopaj.
Still alive. Well, never mind. Torrent catches him. Tims gets the ulti off, and Terrorblade once again using that wave of terror. FBZ can get the split off. This is the 300th primal split that we've seen in this 57-minute game, and seems like they're not stopping. Ghost, there is an illusion rune. A couple of buybacks, 1, 2, 3 coming out from RNG. Still no Dragonite. They know it's 4 versus 5. They know the Dragonite will buy back.
He didn't get it. What? That was so lucky from Somnus.
Somnus, you gotta work on those bashes, bro.
Oh man. Another wild fight, but Yopaj is dead for 80 seconds. So that's the biggest thing to take out of all of it. RNG, they did use 3 buybacks to come back into this one. But yeah, Ghost.
RNG, beautiful spell usage and item usage in the previous fight, where they're taking control of everyone, forcing people out. Lotus Orb, Decrepify, Force Staff, Life Drain. Like, they're not overlapping things. So using the Lincoln Sphere, Somnus finds the squirrel in the backline. Spear misses a little bit, but yeah, break mechanic on
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie's just dead. There's no way he can take this fight. He does have a buyback. We'll use it immediately. And the Brewmaster finally dropping low. Can he get another split off?
1 second till split.
It's up. It's back up online, so he can use it, just regenerating up a little bit. The 2 supports already dead. Teams did one hell of a work on his Beaver to get those 2 supports dead. Ghost?
He's low. He's got Sunder.
He needs to Sunder something. Sunder Chalice. Let's go. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And Chalice using Arena. Pins the Squirrel on the edge of the arena. Somnus with the Rolling Thunder. There's... I want to see if he want to go back in and try to kill him again. FBZ, can he die? Finally, after 30 minutes, they get FBZ on a Brewmaster. Hype it up, Giannis, one last time, possibly.
Ghost, he's still alive. FBZ, though, too tanky to deal with. Jackie, he's fighting versus this TB Demon Zeal, standing his ground. More heroes respawning, though. I think finally we will see Ghost die as he's running away with his Silver Edge, gets caught stunned, and he will die. There's a gem on the floor, too. So Boom will be able to pick that one up, but all right. Almost
this is crazy, man. FBC,
still nuts.
Brewmaster, like they can't kill him. That finally they did manage to kill him in the end, but very, very difficult. Roshan can be back up online in 2 seconds. Let's see the spawn. It's immediate spawn, and also tier 5 items in 10 seconds.
Oh, baby. And who? Okay, so buybacks, let's see. So we had Brew buyback there, we had Kunkka buyback, and we had the previous, earlier before that fight, the 3 buybacks coming out from RNG. So you see...
DD also spawned bottom.
Okay. And they picked up the gem. Yeah, DD on either the DK or the Kunkka. We see how much damage. Didn't really get to point it out in the last fight because there's so much going on, but Jackie Boy actually did like 15,000 damage in the last fight as Kunkka, so... Lots of different cleaves that he was able to connect with, but the thing that you implemented inside the mid of the fight was Tim's. He did catch the back line while they were going for the push. And they're actually just going for tier 4s with this DD.
Terrorblade does have buyback. He needs to use it. Like, they need to find an opening so that Terrorblade gets the buyback. Here we go. Ghost using the buyback. In the end, I don't think any tier 5 items have been found so far. Dragonite still pushing onto these towers. Gets hexed. Gets stunned.
He's getting focused.
He's got to get focused down. They try to go for the final Hail Mary play, but Jackie Boys, he's also hitting the throne. They need more control. Tim's also going for it. Couple of dashes. Throne is probably going to fall down. They're focusing it, and yeah, they're going to make it.